Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's me, the goddess Zelda da Conceição. I still call myself that, the goddess Zelda Maria da Conceição. How are you? Um, as I mentioned in my last video, our section. If you don't know what section is when they assume that you are losing your mind, you are going crazy. So because I have got a history of being sectioned, né, they put you in a system, and every time when you are exposing them, they section you, so you don't talk, you don't expose them any further. It's a weapon of intimidation. Okay, it's a weapon of intimidation, because I have got a YouTube channel where I posted things that is going on in my life and what I have observed throughout my human life experience. So I knew this was going to happen because I start speaking the truth. Well, my truth. Okay, my truth. I start speaking the truth a while ago, about the system and how corrupt the system is. I have more than 50. I don't know how many videos I have got of it. Of telling what happened to me, the abuse I have been gone through, how many times I was drugged, raped in England. 1 second I was having a drink, and then the next minute I woke up in a room. So they don't like you saying things like that because it's exposing them under the game. But we have to expose, okay? And I have also been telling how they do black magic against me all the time. For instance, a while ago I was cleaning my kitchen, and I was a little bit hungry. I was a little bit hungry, and I slammed the kitchen cabinet. And then a bunch of sand, dark sand, no sand, dirty, fall off behind the kitchen cabinets. And do you know what it was? It was cemetery, graveyard dirty. That was a magic. I mean, they have tried to kill me since I came out of my mom's womb. If I did have a mom, because now I don't believe anything nowadays, but they have tried to kill me so many times, honestly. And they haven't succeeded. I think now they're going to give up. So anyway, I am in a hospital. It's a mental health hospital in England, in the northeast of England. And I'm not going to tell you that I am disappointed. I am disappointed, but I'm not surprised because I have been exposing so much, haven't I? I have been talking about religion, politics, judges, and all the corruption that's going on in this world, and that they don't like it. When you talk about them, they get very, very angry. And they have got, now that. So they pay somebody to, do the dirty work. So our section on the 26th, of course, they have used numerology to section me, because they only can operate in the 6 sorry, the 3s, 6, and the 9s. I knew they were going to section me on the Friday the 24th. I knew, I don't know what you want to call, if you want to call guardian angels, or if you want to call spirit guides or ancestors, but I had very clear, don't go home. I went out on a Friday morning. I was out all morning. I got back home about lunchtime, but my senses was say, don't go home, go out until 6 o'clock or later. But I did, once again, I ignored my intuition, and I went home and I had some lunch. I bought a bird. By the way, I bought a bird. I knew they were gonna try to invade it, break into my house to steal the bird as well. I knew that. So, but I did anyway. I ignored my intuition. Instead of going out for the whole day, so they don't come in to arrest me, I went out. And then, fun enough, they came in. I'm going to post some of this in my YouTube platform. They came in and they broke into the door. The police, the British English police, broke into my front door, arrested me. I put up with a fight. I didn't want to be arrested, but was too many of them. And they even called the fire brigade because I was in the top of my window, the windowsill. I was in the top, naked. I took my clothes off. Hey, I am indigenous after all. My mom was an indigenous, in the past. Anyway, I took my clothes off. I was naked in the front of the house on the windowsill. I was, anyways, but unfortunately, I got into the house and there was a police waiting for me. He dragged me. Actually, I think he kicked me in the ribs because now it's a little bit better, but honestly, what a pain. Terrible pain. So, and then they put me in the ambulance and they brought me to this hospital. I'm not going to say the name. Maybe they are coming with the medication because I'm talking. They don't like people talking. So, never mind. And that's it. And then they section me. It's called Section 2, when they hold you into a mental institution in England. I don't know if it happens in other countries there, but in here is Section 2, where they can keep you in the mental institution, in the madhouse, for 28 days. They use lots of numerology. You see, if I have listened to my intuition on not this Friday gone, the Friday before, the 24th, they would have to wait for the 20, for another date, because you see the dark ones, they use numerology. The dark ones use everything that they have put in the Bible. The Bible that I was defending a lot. Not anymore. But anyway, there's still good things in the Bible though. Okay, there are good things in the Bible, honestly. However, use your discernment. Okay? Use discernment, because some of the things of the Bible, they added it. I'm going to tell you more about the Bible because I'm really, But anyways, so just a moment. Let me remember what I was saying, because there's too much noise in the background. So anyways, they use numerology. Yes, everything that they tell you. For instance, they tell you, don't mess with in the book of Deuteronomy, they tell you not to go into a seer, a reader, a tarot reader, to do a divination. In a book they call Bible condemns a divination, yet they all go to a divinations. They do. Hypocrites. Whatever in the Bible says that now shall not a witch to live, but they in the top are witches and wizards. Well, call them witches, male and a female. Whatever they tell you in the Bible not to do, it's for you, you see, you not to do, but they do. Okay? They do, but they say you not to do. They are very hypocrites. They are hypocrites. So you have to be aware. They use you against yourselves. Yes, they do. For instance, I got in here on a Friday just before 3 o'clock. Remember, they systematically use history to sacrifice people. They brought me Friday 26, 24, which is 6, take energy, you remember? To absorb energy, the 6. And they have to bring me in before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Why? Because Jesus was crucified, isn't it? And then 3 o'clock, I think 3 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that, he was taken from the cross. So, those who walks, hold on, I'm going too fast, I know. So they brought me in, and I stay now in another ward, and later on they transfer me to this ward where I'm now. And I didn't see the doctor until Monday. When they asked me, what is your name? I said, my name is Maria, which is one of my names. My real name is Adeusa Zelda Maria da Silva Conceição. So because I said my name was Maria, what did they do? They paid a psychiatrist with the name Joseph. Remember? Mary Joseph the Mary, do you remember? So they pay a psychiatrist with the name Joseph to talk to me, to see how crazy I sound. Anyways, I met him, he introduced himself. He said that he was from Russia. Of course, he was copying everything that I said. He was. I tell you, let's go to talk. I want to talk. When I got to the hospital, I was so angry. Honestly, I was fuming. So, and when they asked me, I didn't want to give them any information about me because they know. So when they asked me where I was from, I said I grew up in Brazil. I didn't say I was from Brazil. I grew up in Brazil. So when I got to see this psychiatrist, he said, well, I grew up. They are all copying me here. I'm not joking. So they said, I grew up in Brazil, all of them, oh, I grew up in this place. Oh, I grew up. Copycats. Copycats. That's what they are. Copycats. I was the one who started saying that I grew up in Brazil, instead saying that I'm from Brazil. Now, when I go out, I don't talk to none of them. Just the essential. But when I go out, oh, where are you from? Oh, I grew up in certain place. My goodness, what a bush of copycats, honestly. So here comes this psychiatrist, and on Monday, he was dressing gray color. He was dressing gray color. Why he was dressing gray color though? Because I was wearing gray. Remember, I came to the hospital naked, naked, naked. I didn't want to put any clothes on. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Naked, naked. They they brought some clothes for me to wear. However, I can call whatever one, but however, my ancestors, my spiritual guides, told me, don't wear none of those clothes. So they gave me some clothes, that they got from my house for me to wear. When I look, I had in my mind, I had it. Do not wear none of those clothes. I was like, So they brought was only a few things they brought for me to wear, my clothes. But because I was told not to dare wear the clothes they bought for me, I threw everything in the trash. I did. I threw everything in the trash. So there's a crazy woman in here, she's going mad. I only wore my dressing gown. It's in my video there, my dressing gown. I only wore that. And then one of the staff gave me this. It's gray, a gray legging. A gray legging. And this white top. So I was wearing that. When this so-called psychiatrist came to see me, he was wearing all gray. I pretend I didn't notice, but I did ask him. I said, why you are wearing all gray? And then he was also wearing gray shoes. And then he was like, oh, because today is Monday, And he has got he has got one eye, just one eye. I don't know what's happened to his. I don't know what's happened to his right eye. I really don't know. Anyway, is it the right or the left? I think it's the right, yeah. Anyways, and he's very, psychiatrist. I feel sorry for them. So he's weird. So I said to him, we had a little talk, he was like, do you know where you are? He thinks I'm some sort of, I don't know what he thinks. Probably he doesn't even has the ability to think, to reason. So the same questions. Do you know where you are? I go like, yes, I do, but I'm not going to tell you. Do you know why you brought up in here? Oh, blah, 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 And he said he believed in God, and I was like, I wonder which God does he believe in, because Satan is also a so-called God, isn't it? According to the Bible, Satan trying to steal God's kingdom, so, and then there is the gods of the Hindu, the gods of the Krishna God, the Buddhism God. But anyways, and when I say to him, I don't know why I said you believe in God, so. He was like, he looked down, he said, yes, I believe in God. And I was like, all right. So we talked for a while, and then he said he was going to drug me up, not because, you see, they want to drug me up. So I don't talk anymore. I don't expose them, but it's okay. That's okay, and letting him do what he has been signed up to do, because I'm sure the ones, the dark ones, the evil ones, had probably given him a contract for him to sign, and a lot of money, to convince me that I am really a person who can't reason. Can you hear? There's a crazy woman here. She's lunatic. Yesterday, this woman decided that I was the bad person. Look at her. She gave me a thump in my eye when I was just minding my own business. I'm not joking. She, bah! I was like, what the Honestly, that's why they bring. I tell you what. Apart from, forgive me, please. I'm going to fast and die. Just a moment. They don't bring me to the mental institution just to drug me up. Now, that's one of the reasons as well, because they don't want me to expose them. Apart from drugging me up, with the drugs, the illicit drugs that they have in the pharmacy here, they also encourage people the other mental patients to physically, agree me. It's, it's one of those things. So, yes, it can be upset, but I believe it's the last battle that I have to face. Can you hear? Here. There. Yeah. So, it's sad. It is sad because, I know there's nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with my mind, with the way I reason. There's nothing wrong with me. I know that. But these individuals, those individuals, they do anything to silence me up, but oh, look, when I breathe, it was three policemen on the top of me, and then he kicked me. So he kicked me. This was full of bruises. I show you in a video. So, but I'm not going to stop. Do you know why? And then, oh no, and then you might thinking, no, I think you do have a mental problem. It's okay. That's your belief. And I am so happy that you believe like that. But let me tell you why they really went for me this time to section me, to reprogramming my mind. Do you know why? Because I said I have divorced. Because I said I have divorced. Because I said I have divorced. Who? Christianity. Christianity. I said that I don't want nothing to do with so-called Christianity. So they are so angry because they need my engagement with Christianity. Any type of Christianity. I don't want to. I don't want nothing to do with Christianity. Nothing to do with this religion anymore. To be honest, I don't want nothing to do with other religions. But the top one religion that I don't want nothing to do with is Christianity. I don't know which form they come from. I don't care if it's a Catholic Christianity, Jehovah Witness Christianity, Methodist, Baptist, whatever. I don't want to do. So, look, the demon. Can you see the demon? Can you hear? Anyways, listen to me. So they saw my videos. They watched my videos, and they thought that's it. We have to bring her in to once again reprogram her. Other thing as well, they have to bring me quick in to the mental institution, okay? Because I am keeping myself celibacy. I don't want to physical interact with anybody in terms of in a sexual content. They need my sexual energy in order to survive. They have an imposter that she needs my essence in order to survive, and I don't want to interact with anybody in this level, So they need me to be, like when I was before, like no worshiping, no preserving my body, my body, my temple. My body is a holy temple. They need me to be promiscuous. And disgusting. I know. You think, who do you think you, look, I'm telling you my story. If you don't want to hear, fair enough. Okay? But that's the truth. They need me to, first of all, go back to any form of Christianity. I know. Second of all, they need me to engage in sexual mannerism. Third of all, they are desperate for me to drink alcohol because they like when I drink alcohol as well. And I am not also taking any illicit drugs. I'm not smoking cannabis. I'm not sniffing cocaine. I'm not taking any drugs. Okay. And that's one thing they need me as well to do. And then you think, that's crazy. Why did they need that? They do. I know. The thing is, I know they do. They need me to engage in Christianity again. Doesn't matter which form of Christianity it is. They need me. They need me to engage in sexual intercourse. They don't care if it's a woman or a man, but they need, because they need my essence. They need me to be drinking, and drinking alcohol, I'm saying. And they need me to be taking drugs as well. Because I'm not doing none of those things, the powers of being decide that they have to break into my house and drag me in a section that the police call a section 123. That's what he said, 123, because I was talking to this policeman from my window, and he said, oh, you have to open the door, because if you don't open, they're going to break into a house. Really, like that? No, they did break into my house. It was horrible. It was terrible. So because of that, so I don't care. I don't care how much power force they use for me to go back to the old ways. I'm not going back anymore. Doesn't matter. So I told them, I said, look, if you want, don't waste your time torturing me with your drugs, with your illicit drugs, those medication that is worse than drugs itself. Why don't you just buy a gun and just kill me straight away? Oh no, don't say that. We're not killing. We don't want to kill you. So, but that's them. That's them, and that's the way they are. I don't want to engage with them. He's hungry. He's very hungry. He's very angry because he doesn't have my essence anymore, and he's dying. He's dying without my essence. He's dying. Today I was here minding my own business, and one of my slave, I call her my slave. She came in and she was saying, so there is a priest here if you want to talk to him. You see, to reprogram me to go back to Christianity. I want nothing to do with Christianity. Christianity for me is dead. Honestly, don't want nothing to do with it. No. And plus, Jesus Jesus show very clear that there is no such a thing as Christianity. Jesus says in the Bible, don't think I came to break, please. Christianity. I'm not going to say that now, but I say that another day. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Look, in the end of the day, I never liked the ideology of Christianity when I was a little girl. Never really, never. I got involved because I was dragged into a church, and it was a very beautiful experience. I learned a lot, but now I divorce you, Christianity. Don't force me to go back to a place where I don't belong. I don't belong in your churches. No, in your temples either. Okay, so leave me alone. Find somebody else. Not me. Anyways, my beautiful people, I am well, okay? I am all healthy, okay? And I would like to asking you not to worry about me because everything's gonna be all right. Let them, do what they have been doing for millennials, which is going further, further, further into the pit hole they are digging for me. They are going to go there because everybody knows who they are. Manipulators, child molesters, everybody knows what they are. And anyways, I wasn't going to tell anybody that I was here, but just in case something happened, just in case, I told my son that I was in a mental institution because you never know with these people. No? I'm not scared if they kill me here. I'm not scared of anything, to be honest. I'm not. These people have done, too much to hurt me, and I refuse to let them intimidate me. But I wasn't going to tell my son anything like that, my daughter. But I end up telling my son. I gave him the address of the hospital just in case I go missing. Because I don't trust in these people. I really don't. But my son has got the address of the hospital, and I told him I wasn't here. And just in case, you never know with these people. Those people are desperate. They're desperate, So we have to be, as much as we don't, even if we don't like them, we have to be aware, Anyways, my beautiful people, I love you so much. Remember, everything that the evil ones do against us, it's work for our benefits. Okay? Let they do the pit and then they're gonna fall into it. I love you! Beijo para todos vocês! Tchau!